do about that. It has to be on Steve's end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Steve, you have to turn down your volume a little bit as much as you can if you're doing the iPad or whatever.
No,
But
I
that's
don't have anything on.
that's neither here nor there. Oh, listen. You talk about we got on this one early, Steve. Double down, nail in the coffin level game. I don't care what record we have for the rest of the year. I don't care what record they have. And it's not about the season. It's about the program, Steve. I'm sorry if nobody wants to admit what Marcus Maben has been telling you, what Marcus Maben has been preaching back when we were talking about who was going to be the next University of Louisville basketball coach. Marcus Maben didn't care who was going to be the coach. The only thing Marcus Maben cared about is get Kenny Payne off that bench up there. And Marcus Maben has been crying and whining and complaining, get him away from there. And Marcus Maben was mad at people. I don't know how good of a coach he is. I don't know what he does for the program. And I don't know what. And I'm like, y'all are getting on my nerves. Kenny Payne makes it happen. And Steve, when I lay in bed at night for the last, listen, in 2016 and 17 and 18 and 19, probably just 2017, 18, 19. But for the sake of the story, I said, dear sports gods, if you love me, remove Kenny Payne from that sideline. Sports gods, I need one favor. Listen, the fans don't know. And everybody who doesn't know anything doesn't know. I need Kenny Payne and Worldwide away from that sideline. I need them away from that program. I need them separated. Please, Steve, you've gotten 6 games of no Kenny Payne and Worldwide. And Steve, you have the opportunity right now. Jack, this is not a Chris Mack thing. If you're honest about when has Louisville, how many times in this, Calipari's 11 and 2, when has Louisville literally had the most talent on their team?
I'd say
for this rivalry.
The year they won the title, and I would say the year after they won the title and lost in the Sweet
16. Okay, so everybody who's dying to put Chris Mack under the you got to win or you suck, okay, I literally you're saying, you're acknowledging, Jack, Chris or there has never been a talent advantage in this rivalry, or when it has been a talent advantage, it's been few and far between.
Right. I would say maybe you could say
3 or 4
year,
say 4 times. Yeah,
I'd say out of
no,
the
last
13,
last year was an experience advantage, not talent.
I guess.
Not talent.
I'd say 2 to 3 times.
2 to 3 times.
Even like the Snyder Mitchell year, Louisville might have had the best player in Mitchell,
right?
But Kentucky still had the overall better talent.
And what does that mean? That means the series has gone
the way the talent goes.
The way the talent goes. We are here where we need to be, Steve. And this is the opportunity. Now here's the thing. What's the spread?
Louisville by 4.5.
Do you like it, Steve? Do you like it, Jack?
I do. I mean, I think it's about right. Yeah. I mean, a home game rivalry. I mean, you give them about 4.5. That means you're saying
it's not a home game. You heard Calipari.
Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, he's wrong. I mean, it's where you practice on a daily basis. It's where you know.
He said it's not a home game, and that's why they lost to Notre Dame, Steve.
Yeah, no. Well, it is. It is a home game. There is an advantage to playing.
It's not a home game, but it's still a road game. That's how every coach feels, right?
I know, right? Yeah. I bet he feels like he's on the road today. Yeah. So it's. Yeah. No, I think it's about right. I don't have a problem with that.
What say you, Jack?
I'm fine with it. I mean, I think that's where kind of like the context of everything else with this rivalry comes into it. If you would strip the names Louisville, Kentucky, and just looked at the two rosters and looked at the two records, Louisville would probably be more than a 4.5 point favorite. But when you throw everything else into
say
it,
that again, Jack. I think you made a great point. You're saying if this wasn't a rivalry game,
if it wasn't a rivalry game and it wasn't the history of Cal being 11-2 in the rivalry game, then and you look at the two rosters and the two records, and you would say, yeah, Louisville would probably be more than a 4.5 point favorite.
So you're saying 5-ish, 6-ish, a bigger number.
I mean, if you normally have a 5-1 team against a 1-5 team, you're probably having a double digit spread. I'm not saying Louisville's going to win by double digits. I would just think when you have a 5-1 team against a 1-5 team, especially with the 5-1 team being at home, that's probably what you would have.
Do you hear that freak occurrence? And listen, Jack is 100% right, Steve. Like, you realize that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah. And this is not just history of Calipari against Louisville. This is into to ESPN1. You would never move a 1-5 team to a 5-1 team, move them from ESPN2 to ESPN1, move it to 1:00 and bring in shows and with Shows and TV Teddy. Listen, people who are listening on the radio right now, what you've seen is an unprecedented seismic shift in scheduling through ESPN, quote unquote, through ESPN, a seismic shift in scheduling, seismic rule changes in grad transfer eligibility, seismic shift in everything that is involved in sports. But here you are, ESPN, 1:00. I'm sorry, I won't be able to watch the game today. I'll be watching the Detroit Lions, Tampa Bay Bucks.
Well, that'll work. That'll work. Yeah.
I am now officially a part of the Ethan Moore a school of rivalry. I'm just gonna watch Detroit and Tampa Bay, and you can call me and tell me what happens. Of course, we know that's not true, but it's a good thought. It's a good bailout move. Okay, so here we are. Jack says if you take off the jersey names, if you take off the names on the front of the jerseys, record, playing, Sagarin, stats, everything says double digits. Let's go back to your prediction, Steve. Do you think it's a double digit game?
I don't know if it ends up being a double digit game, but I think that this is a game where Louisville could be in control of, though. I mean, throughout pretty much the game. It's just because it comes down to, man, when you watch Kentucky play, they
brought in the referee that tosses Cal. If Cal goes down 15 points, Steve, he's getting tossed.
It's also the same ref, though, that didn't eject DeMarcus Cousins, Doug Giles.
Yeah, that's true.
If Cal gets down 15, he's getting tossed.
He's going to try. Yeah,
no, he's gonna die to get tossed. You know that, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Jack, you know that, right?
That would be the number. If Cal gets tossed in this game, that would be the number one moment of, damn it, I wish there were fans for. Because imagine if that place was filled and Cal gets tossed.
He tries.
No. You're missing the point, Jack. In these kind of games, the fans would boo if you tossed Cal. You sit here and you take this ass kicking like a man. Boo. Steve said it to me the other day. He said the new ejection is non-ejection when Cal's trying to get ejected. The best way to eject, to penalize Cal,
they should make him go sit in the stands.
No, make him sit on that bench, Jack. You sit on that bench and you take it all day long. You don't get to bail out. You don't get to throw Keon Brooks out there in front of the media to answer questions for you. No, you lose. You've dealt out a lot of losses, bro. And listen, credit to you. You put some teams together. You've dished out your fair share of punishment. You take this punishment. You don't get to bail out and put Kenny Payne on the staff, and then if they come back, and then you get kicked out of the game, and then your team makes a comeback under Kenny Payne, and then you get to do the Dick Vitale out of nowhere says, hey, he's the master motivator. He got kicked out of the game, and that led his team to a come. Think about how sick people are to let him get away with that. If I lose, I got kicked out, so I couldn't coach my team to victory. If my team comes back and wins, I'm a master psychologist, Dick Vitale. I'm a master psychologist that purposely got kicked out to lead my team to a comeback. The assistant coach who leads the team to the comeback doesn't even get credit for leading the team to a comeback win. That's psychotic. As I'm watching Georgia Tech waste Kentucky up on my screen.
You got getting the pregame vibes.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
100% of that. By the way, let me reopen the phone lines. 8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. And we do have the YouTube channel up and running, and it is like loaded with it is loaded. I'm not even fast enough to get to all that stuff. But with that being said, like, today is the day a lot of narratives can die, Steve.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was saying, kind of in the first 30 minutes. It was like, there's so much more to this than just, what it means for this season. I mean, and because I said, you take all the emotion out of it if you just treated it like another game. Like, truthfully, Kentucky wins, they're 2-5, Louisville's 5-2. Both of them are still heading different directions. Whatever. Louisville had a bad game, you move on. Louisville wins. Louisville 6-2 or 6-1 going into ACC play. Kentucky sucks. They're 1-6.
Right.
But that's if you take all emotion out of it. Fortunately, this is the biggest rivalry in college basketball, and you can't do that. So what you can do today means way more.
Okay. Paint me a picture, Steve. Paint me a picture in detail. Because listen, that how like the butterfly effect in my world is far more substantial than maybe in most people's world. So paint me a picture of what it feels like around this state if Coach Mack wins this game, if Louisville wins this game today. Give me a small example of a ripple effect.
Well, if Louisville wins this game today, I'll start with the obvious. Kentucky's 1-6. You pretty much hammer home that they probably aren't going to the tournament. I mean, at that point, because
do you really think that, or are you just saying they're going to continue to spiral out of control?
I mean, they're not going to the tournament. If they lose today, they're 1-6.
Right.
Teams that are 1-6 don't make their win. Teams that are 1-5. I saw this stat the other day. How many teams have started 1-5 and made the NCAA tournament as an at-large team, Marcus?
You tell me.
One, Texas in 1999. Okay. The only occasion.
Yeah.
Like, even where they're now, even if Kentucky wins today, they're in a tough spot to make the tournament. But if you beat them, that guarantees that they won't have a good non-conference win. They're playing in a piss-poor SEC. If you don't beat Tennessee, they're not going to have any good wins. And if you don't have any good wins, they already have a bunch of losses.
Beat Tennessee.
They're not beating Tennessee. That's
the
one. I mean, Jack, and you're right, man. Like, I'm just kind of making a joke, but that's the one team they will not beat this year. So I'm almost like, that's already 8 wins, or I'm sorry, 8 losses. So, but to your point, you're struggling to probably make the tournament. And here's the problem with Kentucky. Then you start to go, okay, well, we did lose Kenny Payne. Well, surely that's not it. Okay, but then you start looking at next year. You go, well, who do we got coming in next year? Nolan Hickman, 4-star, and Bryce Hopkins, 4-star. Well, surely they won't. They'll be really good 4-stars though. Like they'll be able to win a bunch of games. Not like this, but you're gonna start to go, like maybe this is now we're seeing what life is like with John Calipari when he doesn't have 3 of the top 7 players. And again, don't get me wrong.
Is this the last year he has 3 of the top 7?
This year is, look, I ran through their roster the other day and I said, oh, well, and I literally looked at you and said, oh, well, that's the problem. He's only got 3 5-stars. And it was like, and it was like, it almost sounded like I was making a joke, but I wasn't. It's like, oh, well, he's only got 3 5-stars. That's why their team's not good. It's like, how much?
Isn't that a huge deal though? Like, say that out loud over and over and over again. He's only got 3 5-stars. If we run a 5-star that doesn't dominate college basketball, we black shear him in 1 year straight. We 3-year VJ King'd him to death. He has 3 5-stars and they're 1 and 6. And you know what we say? He's going to get it together. And I'm like, who gets that kind of credit? This guy got credit for having 7 5-stars and getting it together. Master psychologist? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh, I know.
6 5-stars. You got Marcus Lee coming off the bench when you get Karl Anthony Towns in foul trouble. Are you kidding me? And you ran him off.
Yeah. Well, and the ironic thing, by the way, check your DMs real quick. You'll enjoy Dick Vitale's latest video tweet.
My God. Don't get me stuck. Don't do that with my day, Steve.
Him and his spectacular Kentucky
Dick
blue and
Vitale.
white ESPN hoodie or polo getting ready to call
Doing
the
the
game.
game in his nice blue and white hoodie. Kentucky, Louisville, enough said, 1 p.m. Are you kidding me? This reeks. This reeks of commercialism, Steve.
By the way, I do want to keep people updated. Louisville or Charles Menlin is warming up.
If Louisville loses, like what text line? What are you putting in on the text line? If Louisville loses, fans say we don't care. No, they won't. No, they won't. No, they won't. Just get the stupidity out of here. I will literally. Jack, go ahead and run top of the hour. I'm literally gonna go crazy over this next hour. I'm gonna explode, Steve. I'm going to get a migraine. Matchup talk we are going to have. Quick commercial break from the official ESPN Louisville pregame show on 93.9 The Ville.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Here's what you missed on the Diener Show.
It's in just the middle of nowhere down in Florida. I get to the gas station. It's like $17-0, go Big Blue. And I'm like, God, the sleeper cells are everywhere.
Weekday morning, 7 to 10 on 93.9 The Ville, ESPN 680 and 105.7.
Baltimore Ravens football plays here on ESPN Louisville.
Now he'll dart over to the left, extends the play, fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Dez Bryant, his first as a Raven.
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are back in action Sunday taking on the Giants. Pre-game coverage begins at 12:30 with kickoff at 1 on 93.9 The Ville. Ravens football on ESPN Louisville is presented by Liquor Barn, Body Armor Sports Drink, and Molly Malone St. Matthews, home of the Raven.
When you can't get to Double Dogs, bring Double Dogs to you. All you need to do is fetch and go. With choices like Black Angus burgers, wings tossed in homemade sauces, and dog bowl nachos. Double Dogs will make sure everyone in your family can enjoy their favorites. now offering family-style dinner deals for a limited time. See our menu at www.doubledogs.biz and then give us a call to order. Come pick your order up curbside today at the Middletown Commons location. Take the night off and let Double Dogs do the cooking with Fetch and Go.
Here's what you missed on Middays with Marcus Maben.
Have you noticed how quickly Kentucky fans have tried to pull Louisville into their cesspool? I mean, how many times, as a Louisville fan, how many times over the last 24 hours have you heard, well, I mean, basketball just isn't good in this state right now between Louisville and Kentucky? Bro, Louisville's 4-1. Here's what I say to Calipari, though, on this one, and what I say to Coach Mack, because I do think that he is wanting to be put down on this one. And there was a poet from Memphis, Tennessee, who back in the day, Marcus, he said, "Don't save her. She don't want to be saved." So Coach Mack, don't save him. He don't want to be saved on this one. Yeah, go drive that nail in the coffin and end that season on Saturday. With the world watching, go in there and put them down.
Weekdays 10 to noon on 93.9 The Ville.
We're proud to partner with our favorite go-to caffeinated beverage, Focus. Not Focus with an F, but with a PH.
When the reality of COVID-19 hit, our friends at Focus donated over 200,000 cans of Focus to nearly 400 hospitals across the U.S. to keep those on the front lines fueled.
And good news, now you can find Focus at more Kroger's, Thornton's, Liquor Barn, and Party Mart, as well as all the usual spots like Rainbow Blossom, Heine Brothers, Paul's Fruit Market, and CVS.
Or save 15% when you use code ESPN15 at www.drinkfocus.com. Focus, Phocus. Try it today.
Since 1929, Shane Company's been part of over 1 million perfect proposals. An engagement ring is a symbol of your natural love, a love that's pure. Natural, rare stones, sourced directly from suppliers worldwide who share our dedication to the highest ethical standards. Because we have the largest selection of natural stones in every price range, and each stone has its own unique characteristics, it'll be easy to find a center stone that's perfect for
Don't think so.
you. Visit our store or go online to create a one-of-a-kind ring that's as genuine as your love story. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Do you have back pain? Court Physical Therapists are the experts in treating back pain, and physical therapy is the best and first choice for treatment. It can be more effective than surgical options, plus it's non-invasive. Court therapists work one-on-one with patients to create a customized treatment plan and specific exercises to alleviate pain. Court is now offering 3 convenient care options: in-clinic, tele-rehab, and rehab at home. So schedule your appointment today at court.com. That's KORT.com.
Time now for the Louisville Basketball Pregame Show on ESPN Louisville. Cards Basketball is presented by Caesars Southern Indiana. Come, see, conquer. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life. Now delivering Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment. Great Flood Brewing Company. Louisville made and brewer made. Moby Dick. O'Brien Ford. Baptist Health. Don't let joint pain get in your way. By Papa John's and Kroger. Fresh for everyone. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back to the official ESPN Louisville pregame show. Sorry. I'm your host, Marcus Maben, alongside the very anxious Steve Rummage,
Yes.
Jack Grossman in the booth. So see, let me ask you this. Last night, you were extremely confident in your Louisville Cardinals, Has much changed between last night and today? Is closer to game anxiety starting to kick in. 8150 93.9 is the number. Let me open up the phone lines to the fan base. Are you getting any change in mood as you get closer to the game? Are the demons of Christmas past starting to track you down? Like what is your vibe moving towards as you get closer to the game?
Yeah, they are privately, like just, you know what I'm saying? Like there is a little bit of like, you know, you see a picture, and because I'm gonna answer this question two ways. You see a picture of the teams warming up on the court, and you're like, oh man, can we handle that? Can we do it? You know, and it's like, oh man, that guy's probably. But
am I supposed to be insulted that I didn't make the videos?
Oh yeah, no, you totally should be. I mean, you beat Kentucky, what, 3 times?
2
times?
Yes.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah, you were. I mean, yeah. No,
I made some plays too. My God.
Russ only beat him once.
Right? I mean, what has Russ done that Marcus hasn't? I mean, what has DeJuan Wheat done that Marcus hasn't? Other than Elite Eights and championships.
By the way, they are saying Terrence Clark looks like he's warming up fully, so it looks like he'll probably. It hasn't been official, but I imagine he's playing. So,
listen,
which is good. I mean,
if there was, listen, if there was any way that any player was going to be forced to play basketball on a day like this, Steve, everybody has to play today. You don't come to Kentucky and not play in the Louisville Kentucky game.
Well, they say Charles Midland's warming up.
You don't come to the state of Kentucky, and if there's any way humanly possible that you can take the floor and help the team, cheering, warm-ups, practice, anything, you will suit up today. You come here. Your scholarship pays for itself. Steve, if you beat Kentucky, your scholarship just paid for itself. Don't you realize that?
Oh, yeah,
Charles,
no, absolutely.
I don't care what you have to do. Get ready for the Kentucky game. Listen, Malik, get ready. Charles, get ready. Keon Brooks, get ready. Terrence Clark, you will play.
Keon Brooks is officially out, by the way.
Listen.
Yeah, so
allegedly.
So is Malik.
Yeah, allegedly. Let me get to this phone line. Plumber Chuck, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind, my man?
What's going on, guys? I hope y'all had a good holiday. Out here working today, so I'm not going to be able to watch that game. But
Chuck, that is a lie. You are simultaneously working and watching the game. You are not going to miss this game. That I just don't believe you.
I've had five runs already today. We've been busy, so I'm out here on Breckenridge Lane right now. So
I hope it's worth it.
Quick comment. Do you think y'all thinking the rebounding again like last game and turnovers for Davis? I'll hang up and listen. I'll try to call in on the post-game show. I'll talk to y'all next week.
For sure. I appreciate the call. Okay, Steve, you take that one. Rebounding and turnovers. I'm listening.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, look, this game is very simple. I mean, I get why a lot of people have said, look, I don't know what's going to happen in this game, but to me, it's very, very simple. How does Louisville's bigs basically? I mean, how do they guard Olivier Sarr? Oh, I mean, and I'm not saying how, like, I don't know how. I'm just saying, like, what's Coach Mac's plan with that? Chip into their rebounding. Kentucky's for all they don't do well, they've rebounded the ball pretty well. So chip into that. You can lose that battle. I mean, not by a lot, but and don't turn the ball over. I mean, that's really a simple. I mean, it's not a complicated game for Louisville today.
Okay. I want to ask you this question, Steve, and I want you to think about it while I go to the phone lines. The question is, if we kept score on each player, which team has more confident players than the other. Let me get to this phone line. Frank, thanks for joining us on the official pregame show. What's on your mama, man?
Gentlemen, first of all, thanks for having me. My thing is that that now anyone on Kentucky as well as Louisville, they could have robbed the bank this week, and they would have been out on work release just to play today.
Right.
So it doesn't matter who did what. They could smack Cal upside the head. They still gonna play today. This is the exception that everybody that's available. If you have a pulse and you can run up and down the court, you're playing. But with all that being said, in order for us to win, our guards has got to rebound. The guards has got to control the tempo, and just plain and simple, keep their bigs off the board and their guards to play pressure basketball. And I'm gonna hang up and listen.
Listen, I appreciate the call. Okay, confidence level goes into my question of performance today. When you talk about this game and you say it's going to come down to rebounding and not turning over, the only way I think that is even possible is you're one of the more confident people on the bench. Most of your turnovers, if you're a guard, you know how to dribble, you know how to shoot, you know how to do all this stuff. If you're not confident, that's when you turn over the ball. Those are the kind of things. I always make reference to it like with the Lamar Jackson. When Lamar Jackson, his worst passes always come from after a dropped pass, right? Somebody drops a pass. Now Lamar feels like, as a good teammate, he has to take something off the pass. He has to lob it a little softer. He has to get it to you a little slower. It's just like that with your passes in basketball. I might throw a really tough pass. There was a pass, Steve, that we've talked about, and this pass exemplifies what I'm talking about. Quinn to Gabe, Wisconsin, low bounce pass, fires it. You know what I'm saying? Really low pass. Gabe, 7-foot Gabe Wisnitzer, reaches down to catch that, turns around, gets the foul. This was a dangerous pass. It was a terrible pass. And I'm saying terrible from spectator standpoint. You know what I'm saying? You're like, what was that? But Gabe caught it. Whiz threw it because Gabe could catch it. Now, Quinn threw it so Gabe could catch it. Moving forward, can you imagine how many good passes Quinn is going to make to Gabe? Because he knows he can catch that ball, you know what I'm saying? And he's not going to take any spice off of it now. He's not going to take any heat off the pass now. I can pass this ball fast because I know you're the type of person who's determined to catch the ball first, right?
Absolutely.
JJ Traynor. JJ Traynor has a play last game where he beats his man up the court. You throw it up the court. He catches it, right? But you could tell catching the ball was the most important thing. Now, when you have teammates who are trying to catch it and finish it, or they're just worried about getting the bucket when the ball's on the way, and then they don't extend themselves to catch the basketball, it leads to bad passes. It leads to bad turnovers. It leads to mistrust. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a lot of that in Kentucky. They're not selling out to catch the ball over getting the alley-oop. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a doghouse thing with Aiden. Okay, everybody remembers the dunk, right? The almost dunk that Aiden almost had, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Coach Mack has probably had moments where he said, Aiden, the ball is the most important thing that we have. Your highlight dunk is not the most important thing. You need to come down with that basketball. I think Jalen Withers is dangerously teetering on, you need to go catch the ball versus him trying to get the quick score. You catching the ball is more important than everything to us right now. For you, possession of that, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go back to the question. Who has more confident players on the team, Kentucky or Louisville?
I think Louisville by a small margin. And the reason I'll tell you that is I don't know how much confidence, and this could be the difference in this game possibly not being close. I don't know how much confidence Kentucky's point guards have right now.
Okay, so you're saying they've fallen in confidence, not natural confidence, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Kentucky's point guards, they almost look like because actually Devin Askew against UNC started out playing pretty well, and then it was almost like he started to expect it, like, well, here it comes, and it was like you watched it kind of, you're like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's going to play a guy today in Carlik Jones that is not going to lose confidence at any point during the game. He can have 4 points with 4 minutes left to go, and he's going to be just as confident as he was at tip.
Carlik Jones.
Yeah, Carlik Jones. David Johnson is a confident player. Heck, that's why, to me, that's why some of the turnovers is, I think he's got too confident.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes.
David Johnson's turnovers, you think come from being overly confident in himself, or is he losing confidence in guys around him, which are leading to some of the turnovers he's making?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I think some of his turnovers, the ones that aggravated me, is just getting
stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, stepping out of bounds and just kind of getting into the lane and keeping it a little wider than he should. It's like, okay, now you're a good player, but it's almost like he's played the last few games with almost like a confidence of like, well, nobody's going to take the ball. So, and it's like, no, dude, you dribble it out there. Look, they're going to take it from you, dude.
and David, get the ball across half court. I swear to God, he counts in his head. You know what? Let me just do this right now. I'm sorry to the fan base who had to look at me for 4 years. Dribble, breathe, dribble, breathe, dribble. I know the count. I know the 10-second count in my head, Steve. I know how much time I got, right? But Steve, I'm on TV. People can see me on TV. Yeah. I got fouled, Steve. So there's 10 seconds of nothing but Marcus Maben camera time, right?
Sure.
You know what you do, Steve? You take your time and you enjoy it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I get it.
So all those people who had to look at my stupid face for damn near 8 seconds, because I knew I had 10 seconds of TV time before I got to shoot. I'm sorry. I apologize in hindsight, because I'm telling you, when I watch David Johnson walk that ball up the court and I go 7, 8, 9, he was 1 second. Like if I gotta watch that, I'm literally going to hunt him down and give him a talking to, Steve.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah.
Get the ball up the court. Get it across half court.
Listen,
Golly.
I know. No,
Sorry.
I understand. No, that's fine. But
it's urgency, Dave.
And let me move a little bit up the court here. I mean, another thing when I say it's a simple game today is Jalen Withers going to play today, man? And what I mean, he's going to play. But is Jalen Withers? You got to watch how you say stuff on days like today,
right?
But I mean, Jalen Withers. I mean, dude, are you going to man up today? Or
are
what?
You going to play today?
Because if you're going to, we're going. Like I would kick my feet up and watch this game if I knew, if I had like this little genie that said, I can't tell you the outcome, but Jalen Withers comes to play today.
No,
he's play
listen,
good.
This is going to be one of the frustrating things. You're going to know 7 minutes into the game, Steve.
Absolutely.
You're going to know 7 minutes into the game. If Jalen came to play, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
You'll know that immediately. Like, okay, David can start off slow. Sam can start off slow. Carlik.
No, Sam always starts. Sam is like a cold running car. I love Sam, but you've got to get Sam going. And then it's like, okay, come on. Oh, there it is. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, here we go. Now he's running. Like, that's that's every game thing.
It's like the baseball pitcher that struggles in the first setting but settles in, and they go like, okay, instead of throwing 20 pitches in your warm up, throw 30. Maybe instead of Sam Williamson really pre-gaming, warming up for 35 minutes, maybe he has to for 45.
Yeah, but I'm tired of that.
I know.
Look, Steve, we're getting close to game time. Callers 8150-939. You know what? Any type of call is perfectly okay. I scared off callers who were scared to say something negative. I've been bullying people. You know what? I'm tired of that too. Sam, I don't got time for slow starts. Like David. Look, David. I like you. We've had a great relationship, David. But you're a 6'5" strong human being. You're one of the stronger guards in college basketball. Stop charging. Use the backboard and go get me a win. Like literally. I'm not gonna. Oh, David almost had it and stop stepping on the line. Listen, I don't care how many seconds it's been in this possession. You get a matchup, you go at him, and you go get me this game. Sam, listen, Sam. If I gotta listen to another person compare your McDonald's All-American status to any other 5-star McDonald's All-American status, I'm gonna go insane. Sam, I will not watch another day of you in college basketball not being a McDonald's All-American. Like I'm literally to that point with all these guys. Carleek, I don't even know what to say to you right now because I'm so happy with you. But I know I got something. Yeah, Carleek, you know what? Dude, go get 25. What did you come to Louisville for? You didn't come to Louisville to be leader guy and locker room guy. Go ISO and go waste somebody.
Listen, Carleek or David, because the thing is people have said, I've heard people say, what if they'll probably just put Terrence Clark on Carleek Jones? Okay, cool. Well, that means Askew or Mintz is guarding David. We're talking about David being a possible first-round pick this year next.
I know.
If they put Askew or Mintz on
team,
you,
Steve. I literally hate my team right now. I'm fed up with it's the Midland plan. I don't care. Texter says it's Midland plan. I hate my Texters right now. I hate everybody right now. Look, Midland, strap up. Go give me this win.
It doesn't look like he's going to, by the way. So you're probably going to have who you have.
Yeah, Carleek. These are kids guarding you, dude. They're kids. You don't want to get paid. Carleek, pump fake him, make him foul you, and go to the free throw line, and look at him like he's stupid. Steve, I said this to you individually. I didn't share it with the community. If your hands are fidgety and you type in 1998, either 1998 or 1999, it's at Kentucky. It's my sophomore. It's at Louisville, at Freedom Hall. It's my sophomore year. Cameron Murray, little brother of Tracy Murray. Cameron Murray transfer from USC. We're playing in Freedom Hall. Okay, I don't know how to say this. I love Cameron Murray, but he wasn't blessed with the abilities of his. Cameron Murray is 6'1", and Tracy Murray was 6'10". Like, you want to know how mad you are at the sports gods and the genetic gene pool gods if your brother is 6'10", 6'9", and you're 6'1"?
I know how mad I get just watching Aiden every game, so I can imagine if it was my brother. Like, why is he not good in the game?
Okay, so Cameron Murray was not given any of that extra stuff, right? Cameron Murray, 6'1", he can dunk. Just that's about it, right? Cameron Murray, competitively though, bar none. You know what I'm saying? Like a competitor. And to me, competitors who are willing to stare you down and like really stare you down, do something to you to push you backwards in a competitive event. Cameron Murray, early in the game, y'all, early. Cameron Murray pump fakes. I think his name is Michael Bradley. Cameron Murray pump fakes a 6'10" guy on a 3-pointer, takes the foul, and hops up off the ground, staring at 6'10" Michael Bradley, and he's making this silly face, but it's one of those faces like, I want you to know I pump faked you and I made you look stupid, and I want you to feel stupid for the next 5 minutes. And the coach is going to take you out the game because I pump faked you and you fouled a 3-point shooter. I'm going to go shoot these 3 free throws and I'm going to keep looking at you. You want to know what happened also during that play? When we're talking about competitive, swag, Cam Murray, very unintimidating, very unimposing human being, pump fakes the 6'10" dude, gets the foul, gets up staring at the guy, you know what I'm saying, on his way to the free throw line. Both referees gave him a talking to. You understand what I'm saying? The referees were going to Cameron like, stop looking at him like that. Now, first of all, think about that. The referees are saying, stop looking at the guy. You're like in the manner you're looking. But the point is, you make a referee have to tell you calm down in a rivalry game like this. When Nate Johnson fouls Jamal McGlure, and Jamal McGlure, 7-footer, steps to Nate Johnson, and then he realizes Nate Johnson wants all this smoke. If I remain in this guy's face more than one more second, he's gonna punch me. And it's not gonna be worth him getting ejected, me getting punched on national TV. So I think I better go to my sideline. That level of energy, though, you know what I'm saying? It has to exist. Every game you've seen that Louisville has beat Kentucky, there's been that level of energy. Who's our guy to do that this year, Steve? Did we lose him?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, well, that's fine. If we did,
he's trying to recap.
If we did lose Steve Rummage, that's fine. I'm asking the listeners as well. 8150 939 3831 939. I'm just replaying highly competitive rivalry games, and every time I see that, I see some kind of skirmish, and I see a Louisville player stepping forward instead of holding their hands up and, referee, I didn't do anything, and coach, I didn't do anything. I see make a ref, a coach, or a teammate. Make Darius Perry, make somebody have to come in and save your guy from Darius Perry. Make these referees work. Make Teddy, TV Teddy, if he's going to come in and be a handful and try to steal the show, you make TV Teddy earn his money today. That's what I would be saying if I'm Coach Mack. I am, listen, through the whistle, echo of the whistle, and the echo of the whistle is the intensity level I am delivering on the court. I said it when we were talking about it earlier. I was like, you're gonna know in 7 minutes if your team culture is where it needs to be in a game like this. 7 minutes into the game, you're gonna know if your team is like it. Yeah, it's not gonna be slow start and then step it up over the course of the game. Just get a feel for the game. You should be tired 3 minutes into the game. You should literally be out of breath 3 minutes into the game. Any mistake you make 3 minutes in the game, it should be because of fatigue. because that's the intensity level this has to have. Let me go to the phone lines. DJ, thanks for joining us on the official pregame show. What's on your mama, man?
What's going on with you? First of all, go Cards first.
No doubt.
But my question is, Maven, you can't be mad if you didn't make the video. There's been plenty of hundreds of great Cardinals in our history. You say why did Bradford made the video? He dunked on Shaq. You say why Russ made the video? Russ got a ring and dunked on Julius Randle. So
right.
my question to you is, I watched you play ball over the years. My question is, what star person who went to the NBA did you do something against? They get put in the video.
DJ, ouch! I appreciate the call. DJ, I was being sarcastic. Jack, did you hear DJ just check me on the air? DJ, I have done nothing to be on the video. I acknowledge that. My tournament record isn't phenomenal. My Kentucky rivalry record is only 2-2. DJ. And wait a minute. What NBA player of note have I done something to? Ooh. DJ, I understand your smoke, but I do have receipts. DJ, I really do have receipts. So, I'm going to assume that you were being sarcastic as well, because I can go really into the archives and say, yeah, I've done my thing against some big time players. But okay, I'm going to assume we're going to keep this clean and say, yeah, I was just being sarcastic with that one. We got another one on the phone lines. Let me get right to it. Mike, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Merry Christmas the day after, brothers.
Same to you.
I feel real good today, man. I feel like today's our day to get well, and I'm hoping I'm going to make a call out, and I hope I'm terrible at this. Every time I do, the guy usually stinks. But I'm hoping that Quinn hits 3 3-pointers a day, and we win by 15 points, brother. That's what I'm hoping for, Marcus. I hope you have a great day, and the sun is up, and it's going to be up tomorrow, but it's going to be nice and shiny today on the Bill. Thank you, brother.
Listen, I do appreciate that call, Mike. Quinn, listen, nothing would make me happier than to have Quinn Slinsky come in and be the player of the game. That would mean so much moving forward. Quinn, Jalen, JJ, Aiden, Gabe, anybody that isn't because here's the thing. Sometimes we let narratives turn into reality. And just because somebody says it and repeats it over and over again, it doesn't mean it's true, but it takes a life of its own. The random guy that doesn't hit anything and hits all these, they're all Division I basketball players. Every guy who's ever went off against Louisville for Kentucky or vice versa, anybody that's ever done it has scored 50 points in a high school game. So nobody is a bum who comes in and hits a couple 3-pointers. And you always play early in the year. You don't have a big long catalog. You don't have a big huge catalog. You don't have a sample size. That's the word I'm saying. You don't have a big sample size to say, oh, well, this guy's just coming out of nowhere. No, that's not the case. You play them around the same time every year. But I tell you what, we're getting to the countdown. So it's imperative that I help my producer pay the bills and stay on schedule. Last commercial break from the official ESPN Louisville pregame show on 93.9 The Ville.
If you thought you saw the last of the double cheeseburger pizza from Papa John's, think again, because it's back again. And now they're debuting the sequel as a Papadilla, a quarter-pound of beef, zesty burger sauce, and pickles on crispy flatbread crust. Again, one more time. Get a large double.
Yeah.
$12 or a new double cheese.
Yeah, we're working on it. That's why I told you to take a break.
Again.
I'm calling Calvin.
With discounts, fees, and taxes, extra prices may vary.
Pay off your holiday bills with a new job at UPS. Join Team Louisville as a warehouse worker and earn $14.50 per hour to start. Search and apply now at upsjobs.com/worldport. That's upsjobs.com/worldport.
Mike Greenberg. Greeny.
What has happened to Carson Wentz is a mystery. And what happens to him now, I have no earthly idea. I don't know where it goes from here. 3 weeks ago, I would have told you it was a lock. He's their starter week 1 next year. I no longer think that. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I don't think it's a lock anymore. So I don't know what the heck is going to happen there.
Catch Greeny from 12 to 2 p.m. on 93.9 The Ville.
Get your engagement ring your way. Choose from the largest selection of unique ring settings and loose diamonds, rubies, and sapphires. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Do you have back pain? Court Physical Therapists are the experts in treating back pain, and physical therapy is the best and first choice for treatment. It can be more effective than surgical options, plus it's non-invasive. Court therapists work one-on-one with patients to create a customized treatment plan and specific exercises to alleviate pain. Court is now offering 3 convenient care options: in-clinic, tele-rehab, and rehab at home. So schedule your appointment today at court.com. That's KORT.com.
Here's what you missed on The Drive with Mark Ennis.
When it comes to the College Football Playoff Committee and what they did, though, I think the most depressing part, if you are anybody, you're disincentivized to try and build something, because they not only are you never going to make it, right? If you are Cincinnati, if you're one of the sort of the non-power fives, you're never going to get in, but they don't even let you just miss.
The Drive, weekdays 3 to 6 on 93.9 The Ville.
I'm Ethan Moore.
And I'm Taylor Lynch.
Check out Louisville Sports Live, the city's longest running all U of L sports talk show, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock right here on 93.9 The Ville.
All the best local and national guests talking all things Louisville football, basketball, and recruiting.
Every Wednesday at 6 right here on 93.9 The Ville. And follow us on Twitter at Elville Sports without an O live.
And check out the website, LouisvilleSportsLive.net. Go Cards.
When you can't get to Double Dogs, bring Double Dogs to you. All you need to do is fetch and go. With choices like Black Angus burgers, wings tossed in homemade sauces, and dog bowl nachos. Double Dogs will make sure everyone in your family can enjoy their favorites. Now offering family-style dinner deals for a limited time. See our menu at www.doubledogs.biz and then give us a call to order. Come pick your order up curbside today at the Middletown Commons location. Take the night off and let Double Dogs do the cooking with Fetch and Go.
Here's what you missed on Middays with Marcus Maben.
Have you noticed how quickly Kentucky fans have tried to pull Louisville into their cesspool? I mean, how many times, as a Louisville fan, how many times over the last 24 hours have you heard, well, I mean, basketball just isn't good in this state right now between Louisville and Kentucky? Bro, Louisville's 4-1. Here's what I say to Calipari, though, on this one, and what I say to Coach Mack, because I do think that he is wanting to be put down on this one. And there was a poet from Memphis, Tennessee, who back in the day, Marcus, he said, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. So Coach Mack, don't save him. He don't want to be saved on this one. Yeah, go drive that nail in the coffin and end that season on Saturday. With the world watching, go in there and put them down.
Weekdays 10 to noon on 93.9 The Ville.
Hey everyone, I'm Brandon Lang. When Matthew McConaughey plays you in a movie, as he did me in 2005's Two for the Money, you have to maintain a certain image. That's hard to do when you're going bald. I needed to do something, and it needed to be done fast. Parsley Waldman's Hair Center came to the rescue. Louisville and the Midwest Premier Hair Treatment Center not only gave me my hair back, but my self-confidence as well. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out how you can start your journey back to a full head of hair today. I can tell you firsthand. From the minute you walk in the door to the time you leave, you are treated as if you were in a 5-star hotel. And now that it's been a year since my surgery, I look back at pictures from a couple years ago. I don't even look like the same person. The procedure was an amazing success, and it has totally reframed my face. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out not only how affordable it is, but how you can get your hair back today. Visit hairsurgery.com. That's hairsurgery.com. And tell them Brandon Lang sent you.
The finest bourbon selection on the planet is at Liquor Barn and Party Mart. In addition to the great whiskeys you'll find in store at Liquor Barn, you'll find everything you need to stock the bar at Kentucky's favorite spirits, wine, and beer store. And if you don't have time to make it into one of Liquor Barn's locally owned and operated locations, they will deliver to you. Or you can schedule a curbside pickup. To schedule a pickup or delivery, download the Liquor Barn app, visit liquorbarn.com, or call your local Liquor Barn store. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
Trying something.
Here's what you missed on The Drive with Mark Ennis.
When it comes to the College Football Playoff Committee and what they did, though, I think the most depressing part, I think, if you are anybody, you're disincentivized to try and build something because they not only are you never going to make it, right? If you are Cincinnati, if you're one of the sort of the non-power fives, you're never going to get in, but they don't even let you just miss.
The Drive, weekdays 3 to 6 on 93.9 The
Yeah.
Here's what you missed on
This is absurd.
Marcus Maben.
Have you noticed how quickly Kentucky fans have tried to pull Louisville into their cesspool? I mean, how many times, as a Louisville fan, how many times over the last 24 hours have you heard, well, I mean, basketball just isn't good in this state right now between Louisville and Kentucky? Bro, Louisville's 4-1. Here's what I say to Calipari, though, on this one, and what I say to Coach Mack, because I do think that he is wanting to be put down on. And there was a poet from Memphis.
Do you want to come back and just, all right, we're going to do that in 25 seconds, and Pat and I will keep working on it. Sorry.
I want to be saved. So, Coach Mack, don't save him. He don't want to be saved on this one. Yeah, go drive that nail in the coffin and end that season on Saturday. With the world watching, go in there and put them down.
It's just going to be dry.
It's 10 to noon on 93.9 The Ville.
Welcome back to the official ESPN Louisville pregame show. And people, if you believe what I believe, then you know the sabotage is full effect. I don't know if it's the sports gods. I don't know if it's the radio gods, but somebody doesn't want. Listen, I don't know if it's Coach Calipari. I don't know if it's ESPN. Somebody is sabotaging the official ESPN Louisville pregame show. People, leading up to the game, I told you, all these changes, all these scheduling changes, all these referee changes, all these commentator changes, all the stops are being pulled out. Everybody is desperate right now to save the machine that is Kentucky basketball. And I say that with all due respect. Kentucky basketball has been the machine, but people, it's opportunity that means everything in life. Opportunity. And your opportunity, like, here's the thing. You get an opportunity to watch something epic. To you, it might just be a game, but to me, it's the fall of a civilization. If your Louisville Cardinals show up for this game today, ready to play and ready to snatch victory, you get to witness the first shot in the fall of an entire civilization. And to have that opportunity, look, the conversation came the other day between myself and Steve Rummage, who Steve Rummage, he's gotten sabotaged too. They're trying everything. Listen, everybody's desperate to stop this message from getting out. And if you can barely hear me, come on over to the YouTube channel at YouTube Made for the Ville. Everybody can hear perfectly. But here's the thing. We are at a point right now where if you're able to be there when it happens, we had the conversation. Look, Steve doesn't want me to say this out loud, but I'm going to say it because I knew
you do have Steve back.
We do have Steve online. Are you there, Steve? I cannot hear you, Steve. Can you put him through?
No, was connected. I think he might have dropped again.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to tell y'all a quick thing that Steve told me the other day. And he was so sad when he said it, y'all. But it turned into happiness. Steve called me and he said, Marcus, I really don't want to say this out loud, but I'm just going to say this to you. He said, man, that game, that Clemson game, the Lamar Jackson Clemson game, he said, we may have peaked. We may have peaked at that game in that moment on the national stage. And he was like, I'm just sad to admit that. And I was getting ready to give Steve some moral support. And then he said, you know what, man? If we peaked then, I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad I saw it with my own two eyes. And Steve started to get positive and more positive and more positive. And I think that you have an opportunity today to say, I watched the fall of this civilization happen on December 26th, 2020. I got a chance to sit in front of a TV, and the week leading up to this December 26th matchup, I watched the coach who's just been dominating the recruiting world. I started the show asking a question. When have you felt like you had more talent? Like literally, listen, there were some times you knew you had a chance to win the game because you had a good team. But when have you ever felt that you had more talent? And by the way, feel free to jump in. We're getting closer to game time. 8150-93.9. When have you felt like you had more talent than your rival? Like real deal just players, raw talent, raw players, I got a better team, a squad. Now, if your record was bad in the rivalry and you had more talent a lot of times, you would feel angrier. But when you do the math and you're out talented and your rival has been a recruiting machine that's coming to a close, do you know how much fun I'm going to have if I get to watch the first domino fall today? I mean, listen, it's already been falling, but I just hate that y'all aren't going to enjoy or y'all are not enjoying this as much as I am when I see Cal. When I see the Coach Mac video released. You don't do that at a Hall of Fame coach unless you're ready to snatch his crown. It doesn't happen to Hall of Fame coaches don't get called out to that level. I'm sorry, but this is the truth, y'all. Hall of Fame coaches do not get exposed directly from other coaches. You know what that's like? And this is not a I'm going to say this, and I want it to be in the context, in big picture context. If you've watched any mafia movies, right? What all your hits have got to be approved. Goodfellas, your hits have got to be approved. If you do something, if you take a shot or stab or do something to a bigwig, you got to know that everybody's okay with it. Coach Mack doesn't put out a video calling out Cal, calling out ESPN, or calling out Cal, trying to go to ESPN to get games moved, bringing Notre Dame's dirty laundry into this conversation. You don't do that unless, first of all, you got your facts straight. Second of all, you got the receipts. And third of all, there's some coaches that are okay with you doing that are going to vouch for you doing that. That's when your family is going to fall apart. When somebody like Coach Chris Mack can come from Xavier and get away with doing that confidently, shots fired. Worldwide West, Kenny Payne leaves your place, goes to New York. They had to give a charity pick. The last pick of the first round, that was a Kentucky charity pick to say, okay, yeah, we're just gonna grab him at the end and make sure it's another Kentucky. Cal was his reputation of sticking everybody in the first round and all that good stuff. That was a charity pick. There's a video of his team, of the Kentucky basketball team, doing the arm and arm stand together, trying to march to a heartbeat, tone. It's the corniest thing you've ever seen. But you dig into your bag of corny tricks when you're in trouble. You're looking around, the landscape is changing, the social media is changing, all this stuff is changing. You start panicking and you start trying to put something together to adjust to the times. Alex, thanks for joining us on the official pregame show. Fire away, my man.
Hey, what's up, guys? I called into the show. That prediction, I'm telling y'all, I still got that same energy. I'm telling y'all, man. Louisville's going to beat Kentucky, man. We're going to put that nail in the coffin. And I'm talking about tombstone Kentucky into the center of the canvas, cross his arms over, lay on top of him, go ahead, referee, and go ahead and count to three so we can get this over with. Like, I'm telling y'all, man, I've been rewatching Louisville play, with the pig game, and I've been watching Kentucky. I'm telling y'all, man, like this Kentucky team loves to foul. And this Louisville team, obviously we didn't shoot well last night, but we are a good free throw shooting team. And we have a mature point guard. And this team knows how to draw fouls. So, man, we got this, y'all. Like I'm so ready for this game. Like the game's not even started yet, and I got the TV just sitting because I don't have cable. I have the app and whatever, the ESPN app or whatever.
You're worse than me.
Yeah. so I'm just waiting, man. I'm so excited for this game, y'all. But I'm also scared at the same time. It's a mix of emotions. But yeah, I got that same energy, y'all. We're gonna win this game, man. I'm telling y'all. And also, y'all I pray to the Lord Jesus above. Y'all get the iHeartRadio connection fixed, because after we win this game, I'm gonna need to hear, because I'm not in Louisville, I live in Houston now, so I need to hear y'all streaming, man. Please get that up and running so I can hear y'all. But thank you. I'll listen.
No, Alex, I do appreciate the call. I do appreciate you keeping that same energy. My producer, this is normally be the time where I am doing the fake irate, mad at my producer thing, right? But I do know they're trying everything they can to get it on air, and he's very stressed out. Do you want to give an update?
We're working with our technician, and we're waiting to see what he finds out.
Jack, do you realize that this is the
Biggest
pregame
thing
show,
of the year.
the biggest game of the year?
I'm not happy.
Would I be out of line if I say that somebody purposely sabotaged me in this show because it's a bunch of Kentucky fans everywhere?
I don't know. They don't want to mess with people's livelihoods, I would think. Well, there was the whole Higgins thing.
We literally, they shut down. This is why you listen to Marcus Maben and 93.9, because when it gets so powerful and when all the listeners, all the ears come to hear the truth of what I have to say, they had to terminate the show, people. The powers that be cannot handle what I'm bringing to the table because I'm right. I'm right. And guy who got on my YouTube channel and said delusional comment, whatever, I'm telling the truth. You've never seen, listen, I don't make it personal when I talk about these things. I don't make fun of the kids. It's the system and it's the coach that gets away with skirting rules that we all got to play by. It's the Olivier Sarrs changing of the rules. It's the ADs getting put on the NCAA selection committee. Those, it's the Nike Zion look the other way things. It's those things that I have a problem with. And those are the things that I don't mind calling out whenever possible. And you, even the person who doesn't trust me, even the person who doesn't believe what I say until it's too late, everybody would have to admit that you've seen the most out of character Kentucky basketball program that you've seen in at least 15 years. 15 years. You have not seen something this dysfunctional. You would never have seen a player disrespect a Hall of Famer coach, much less two. The video, it's generic at best. The video they put out, the Coach Mac level of disrespect. You can tell he has support behind him. You can tell to Dick Vitale to do your bidding. It's old. That game is up. You did not adjust to the social media era. You did not adjust. You made fun of Louisville. Dan Dockich, who I like personally, made fun of the hired assassin, the mercenary 5th-year grad rule. You made fun of players that we got transfers from all these people. You did this. And now you're trying to adapt, but it's too late. The fall is coming, and it starts today. That's going to do it for the official ESPN Louisville pregame show. Signing off, I'm your host, Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville.
An official broadcast